Okay, you guys. So after we had this crazy monsoon storm yesterday, let's get into it.
Yeah, can we talk a little bit about that?
Ashley, this was your first monsoon storm, and this was
I've ever
the
witnessed.
storm of storms.
Exactly.
What did you think?
I mean, my goodness. So it's so funny because obviously I know what the weather here in Arizona is like. One of the reasons why I moved here was because I was sick of the active weather back in Spokane, Washington. I was sick of, being stuck in storms. But we get our own different type of storms here.
Yes.
And so yesterday, we knew that there was going to be activity, watching, Fox 10, Erica, doing her forecast and kind of like highlighting that. But I took a nap from 3 to 5.
She was off. Just letting everyone know she was not working
I was
yesterday.
off. I was off the clock.
There's great couches in the Photox Lounge.
Right? So I was off. And then, I thought my alarm went off. No, it was the dust storm warning alarm that went off, that alert that we got. And I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. I was so excited. I was so giddy because I like this kind of stuff. And so I went to the top of my rooftop in my apartment complex. I even screenshotted some photos of just seeing like the dust storm from the distance. I mean, you can see the images right there.
It's
but
crazy.
It looked apocalyptic. It was very, Gotham City, Silent Hill. I was like, wow, this is getting pretty eerie here. And then
you can live here for 8 years and not see a storm like this.
So true.
There's a lot of Arizonans, people who've been Arizonans before that have never actually witnessed a storm like this because they are rare when you get this valley-wide wall of dust. I remember one from college, which was a long time ago.
2011? Is that where you're...
No, I wasn't.
I know.
That was
a little...
Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
I
mean, I was a freshman in 2011. Yeah. I remember my last one of these, and I've forgotten because I was driving home when I drove through the wall
yesterday.
of this, and I thought I was in it. I was on the phone with my wife in the car, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in it right now. It's not that windy though." And then all of a sudden it cleared, and I realized I was in the pre-dust storm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you looked around and saw
was just
what was on the
darkness
way.
at one point.
Wow.
We were watching from inside the studio. We actually lost power.
Yeah, you were live.
Yeah, it happened at like 5:58.
Yeah.
Mark Martinez was getting ready to come on for the 6, and it was just like everything down, and then generators come back up, but it knocked us off the air for a little bit.
I think viewers would love this. Behind the scenes of this, when something like that happens, there's chaos in this building because it's controlled chaos. But everyone has a job to do, and everyone needs to do their job at a level 10.
So true. Yeah. I mean, for us, we're in the studio. We're just like, wait, did that just happen? Are we still on the air? Because, of course, the light's still on. We're still mic'd. So we're talking like, can anyone still hear us? Like, you don't know. Like, who knows? There's no like manual for this, like what to do. And everyone in the booth, everyone behind the scenes, our assistant news director, Neil, he was like running around trying to, damage control. Like, what are we going to do? Obviously, we have the stream. So like, Fox 10 Talks, things like this. This was great. A great resource. Yeah, so we can still get the information out there. But like, what are you going to do? I mean, stuff like this happens.
Yes.
Nobody can control it, and you just kind of have to roll with it.
And our core responsibility here is getting out public safety information.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter what it looks like. Get on air and get that public information out. And I'm really proud of this team for doing that in the face of power outages and all those issues.
Yeah.
You wanted to share something, Christina.
So, you guys, after this wild day we had yesterday, nonstop coverage just on, all through the evening hours. I go home, I get in bed at like 11:15 finally.
Exhausted.
Tired, just because adrenaline, like so much going on. And then I'm scrolling on my phone, all of a sudden, fire alarms, my entire house. And you know how loud fire alarms are.
You have a little baby.
We have a little baby who's asleep next to me in the bassinet. Here's a photo of Gilbert Fire Department coming out. And that's me and the baby and the dog.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I was like, it never ends. So what happened was there's a condensation leak in our HVAC system somewhere in the ceiling. So it's like it leaked into the fire alarm, which set off that one, which set them all off. So I'm like running out of my house with a baby, like trying to cover his ears because it's so loud, right? I'm just like, poor guy's going to go deaf. I'm trying.
And you don't know what it is because there's nothing that would be, you're not cooking.
I'm looking for smoke.
Right?
I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, like, did my husband leave the oven on? Like, what's going on? Something from the storm? Did something catch fire outside our house that's leaning on who knows, right? Yeah. So, but just a crazy, I just wanted to share that because it was like nonstop all day long. And then this happened. I was like,
what time did you end up going to bed?
When I finally chilled out, maybe like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
But Gilbert Fire Department, they were there so fast. And I I shared on my social media and I added them and I was just like, thanks for checking it out. Because I was not going to go to sleep until I knew there's nothing going on in this house, you know? It's, you just never know. Exactly.
House,
yeah. Like, maybe we didn't see something. I don't know. Who knows? And and they were so great and they checked it out for us. So crazy. But you just never know. There's storms. It's so great to make sure there's a defensible space around your house. You just never know if like something's going to catch fire with a lightning strike and then lean on your home. You just never know with storms.
So true.
So
yeah. Where were you, by the way? You have little kiddos.
I got little kiddos.
Did they enjoy this?
No, a little bit. My wife told me they were really worried about me driving home. Very concerned.
So you were working?
At the start of it, and then I went home at the end of my shift.
Yeah.
So I was home with the kiddos during the worst of it all.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that they were worried about me because when I was 6, I don't think I cared about anything. So shout out to the kids for being loving.
Yeah. That's sweet.
Thank you so much for being here.
Ashley.
We appreciate it.
It's been great.
All the time. Yeah.
We're gonna take a quick break right now. When we come back, really excited about this. We have Doug Tamero from ASU. We are talking all things dust storms with him and ASU football on the way, but also going back to Katrina as
20
well.
20 years ago.
And a connection to ASU football. We'll be right back with that.
Yeah.
Welcome back on in. I'm kind of an ASU football super fan. I'm willing to admit
Just
that.
Just a skosh.
I think about ASU football too much.
Too much?
Too much. Where I'm like, oh, this could be the year. And it'll be like just a 5-7 kind of a year. And I'm always I love me some ASU football.
Nothing wrong with being a fan.
I went to the school.
Yeah.
core memories from being a student.
I'm sure.
A part of that. And I love the fact that there's a whole freshman student body right now that in a number of years in the future right now, they'll be in my shoes talking about how much they love those college days like that.
It is cool.
Want to bring in Doug Tamaro from the sports information director over there at ASU. How you doing,
Hello,
Doug?
how are you?
I'm doing well. How's everybody else doing?
We're doing okay, cleaning up from this major storm that we had.
We have some cleaning up to do here.
Yeah.
So,
How's the stadium look?
we're in good shape. I don't know if everybody saw the
We
tweet
saw
last
it.
night. Unbelievable effect. There's some damage that people are working on, but no, nothing that people aren't out there fixing and making it better today. So we should be okay.
I saw Graham Rossini, the athletic director, tweeted out, we needed to wash out the lower bowl anyways. So kind of worked out well.
Yeah. Yes.
That's awesome.
Hopefully the field is okay for that incredible team you got out there taking care of all of that. Because, boy, that's a lot of rain to get a week before your season opener.
Totally.
I'm just glad that didn't happen Saturday. And I mean, I hope it doesn't happen Saturday.
Right.
But I was thinking that as I was doing what everybody else was, I was stuck somewhere, and I thought, oh boy, this can't happen Saturday. But we should be in good shape.
Well,
good.
You say that, Doug. It can't happen Saturday, but 2 years ago for Kenny Dillingham's first game as the head coach, it did happen on a Saturday night when ASU, I think it was seconds before the end of the first half. I was at this game. Incredible. ASU, they're just about to throw a touchdown pass. It was Jaden Rashada, right? Was the quarterback at that time?
Yep.
He's just about to throw the touchdown pass right as this happens, and a dust storm rolled through.
Such an Arizona thing to happen.
It was. My wife and I, we were sitting next to each other, immediately started taking photos and videos of the whole thing because it just felt awful, but it felt amazing at the same time, like this magic sort of moment. What did you make of that moment, Doug, when that happened?
I just knew because I was starting to get word that we would be there a long time. And you're hoping you can finish the game. That's the main thing. Are you gonna be able to finish the game? And then it was just a waiting game. And it's kind of interesting. We've actually had 2 waiting games, and I've been here 33 years, and I don't remember many waiting games. And we had one Kenny's first year here. And then if folks remember last year, the Oklahoma State game there, about a 2-hour delay, where there's no better place to have a delay than Oklahoma State Stadium, because we were in the suites near the press box, and I ate like a king for 2 hours. But you didn't want to be there forever. But we have had, in Kenny's short tenure, we've had 2 delayed games, and then we've had 2 games where you had to the clock run out and you had to come out and run another play. Texas State
where did the players go when we're looking at Steve's video from that game 2 years ago?
The game is temporarily delayed. Follow the directions of event attendants and exit the stadium. I got to be honest, Doug, nobody exited the stadium.
No, really?
I think if you remember, everybody was so ready for a new era to start.
These are great.
And we were just so happy, and the energy that Kenny was bringing at the time, and everybody kind of bought in, and shows everybody was right now. The players were in our locker room, obviously at home. On the road, what was interesting is we kind of think the Oklahoma State locker room, which was small and actually might have helped us to kind of galvanize the guys. That day they just kind of got together. They were playing cards. They were eating Chick-fil-A. They kind of were ready to go back out and play at Oklahoma State for that delay. The first year, I think everybody was just kind of wondering, would we actually get the game in? At Oklahoma State, there was the feeling of, we're going to get the game in. It's going to pass.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can talk about this, Doug, but I remember there being some reporting behind the scenes of that first game, Kenny's first game, of there being negotiations with the other team of, can we just count this as an ASU win? Because ASU had a strong lead at that point.
Yeah.
And walk away. Like, I don't know what the NCAA
what
rules
were those
are on
conversations like?
I don't, I've never heard that. I know there are some time limit thing, not time limit, but there's some things where if the game's like X amount through, it counts as a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one went until 1 a.m., didn't
Probably what
it?
everybody was wondering is, that's a guarantee game. So, when does the other team get their money?
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. So let's be honest, if they went home with their money, then that was going to be important. And we needed to get the game in to get off to a good start. So, that was one. We've only had 3 wins that year. People forget that year. That's where a lot of growing was made. But that was a hard-earned one because we had to fight the weather too.
Totally.
Yeah, and that became a close game right at that end. They were
It was
really
too
close. Yeah. So that's an interesting thing. I can't imagine all the logistics that take place as you're trying to figure out when the dust storm's going to end because you got lightning strikes
when
going on.
When is it safe to move back in and continue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember at the end of that game, there must have been just a couple of hundred people in the stands at that point. If you could hear cheering, it was like one guy being like, "Hey, let's go ASU."
Yeah.
What's funny, Steve, is the radar is what we have to go off of. So it's not like somebody says, "Oh, I saw lightning. Let's take people off the field," or it's raining too hard. The radar is the key, and there's certain rules that when radar hits a certain amount that you got to pull the team.
Yeah.
And there was another game in the last couple years where there was lightning in the distance, and it was actually a sunny day. And I got a phone call saying, we might have a lightning delay, and I actually thought it was like, wait, that this can't happen. It would have been a bad game to have a lightning delay because things were going really well for us. So thankfully that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk to you a little bit about our season opener, just the excitement level of all of that. But we got to go back in time 20 years ago now.
This week, 20 years ago.
This week, 20 years ago, Hurricane Katrina. I was a college freshman.
Yeah.
I was getting ready for my first ASU football game, all excited for all of this. And then, Doug, I can't imagine the logistics behind the scenes, but a really powerful moment that I think shows how important sports are, how above it is than just the competition of who wins and loses.
Yeah.
You guys somehow figured out logistically a way to get the entire LSU football team out here, tons of families out here to watch it too, and turn Sun Devil Stadium, which is, what it was called at the time,
right,
into Tiger Stadium.
Yeah.
One of the more powerful moments of my entire life, Doug, was when you guys played the LSU opening video and had LSU run on the field, and we all cheered for LSU.
Yeah, made them feel like the home team, which is really cool.
Do you remember all those moments, I imagine?
I remember that on Monday, we still kind of thought we were going to go to LSU because you didn't know the magnitude of how bad it was.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't like it is now. I mean, it's changed a lot in 20 years, how much you can see.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously when a couple of our traveling party came back, they said, we're either not playing or we're playing it here. And I just remember everybody saying, all right, we're playing it here. Let's go. What do we need to do? The game programs, the tickets, there weren't digital tickets back then. So what are we going to do about printing tickets?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The referees, the television. I mean, TV had to agree to do it. Where was LSU going to stay?
All the media coming to Tempe, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember it was a day where it was a week where the athletic department, probably nobody really slept, and we all just pitched in and got the job done. I was, these days it's really hard to get something done anymore. Like there's so many hoops to jump through. There's just a lot of things to do, to make something work in everywhere. But I just remember nobody caring. We had to play this game. It had to be a good experience, and we're going to make it a great experience. And then we did lose, and it was a tough loss, but it was a great game. Like high level. It wasn't like an exhibition charity game or some game where one team blew out the other team. It was really, really a good high level game. But if there was instant replay back then, that guy might not have caught the ball for LSU. Who knows? Maybe he didn't control it at the end.
Couldn't agree more. It's hard to complain about the outcome of that game, though, when there was so much more on the line of it all.
Right.
But you're right, Doug. I mean, that game we were talking about national championship kind of implications. Who's going to be going to those games? The winner of that game meant a lot. I mean, that was a year ASU would go on to lose to USC as well in a heartbreaker. But that was a big year for ASU football, and it started in such an emotional place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that was good was our team bought into, okay, we're going to play this at home, but this is a great opponent. Like at some point when we kicked off, I think the game flipped to we're hosting LSU. We're not hosting a team that's been ravaged by a hurricane. The crowd was fantastic. The place was really loud. I mean, at that time we still had 70-some thousand seats. It was a really wonderful crowd and a great game. I remember the Fiesta Bowl did a heck of a job. They housed LSU in a hotel. I think it was Wild Horse. I hope I got the hotel right. I think it was Wild Horse Casino. They did a great job. We had the referees, the TV, like we said, the food that's brought in. There was just a lot done in a few days, and it was definitely for a worthy cause. And I forget the amount, but I know we raised some money for the hurricane relief, and it was a solid effort by everybody in the valley.
I would assume you learn a lot. I mean, in those few days, you were able to pull it off. So moving forward, it's like, wow, look at what we can do.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I remember being really tired after that week. And then you go into a year and we got a home game, then you got a road game, then you got a home game. So you kind of, what's coming up. And I remember everything like right away got flipped around. Like it's completely different. But we'd actually thought we were going to win because it was that we had them pinned deep and we had a chance to win. So there was the disappointment of the loss, but it is crazy to think that was 20 years ago. Steve, when you text me that about 2 weeks ago, someone from ESPN was reaching out for something on Hurricane Katrina, and I didn't know why. Like I was like, oh, what's the angle? Is there someone special? And it was 20 years, and I was like, wow. Like I guess it has 20 years, but time flies. Time really flies.
Certainly does. Yeah. Doug, really appreciate you joining us today. Doug Tamero, Sports Information Director over at ASU, does the best job at that job than anyone else in the entire country. That is just a fact right
Great
there.
Work,
Everybody
Doug.
loves Doug. Really appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Go Devils.
Go Devils.
Glad the stadium's okay after yesterday's storm. That time-lapse video was incredible.
Incredible. And, the ASU connections to Katrina, they were more than just that, because just across the way from the stadium, Wells Fargo Arena, they housed a lot of the refugees from that storm too. So
I think a lot of people ended up staying here too that evacuated from Katrina, and they ended up moving here to Arizona. So
just an incredible time.
A lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. You got to go do the news. So we'll see you on TV at 4.
It's already that time. It's crazy.
That time.
Time flies on FTT.
That's right. See you on TV at 4.